Hi everyone, this is Tammy. Welcome to another short-ish video sticking with my theme of upper body. This will be focused on neck, and it will be focusing on working the deep rotator muscles of the neck. So this is how we'll start. Lying on your back. And again, if there's any issue with lying flat on your back, if you need support with a blanket underneath your lower back to help support the muscles of your spine along your lower back, you're welcome to do that. And if you're fine on the ground, knees bent, feet on the floor, constructive rest. And pause for a minute. So I have a block, kind of an odd looking block. I'm going to use this for between my knees, but like even a folded blanket works well, or even a book, just something for when we really start to practice, to begin to engage the lower body. So just right here, maybe close your eyes, or maybe the eyes are open, but less of an outward intent to your gaze and more of an internal settling. Starting with the breath, let yourself drop into the rhythm of your breath, what it is right now at this moment. And we'll start with some very subtle, easy neck movements, easy in the sense that we're not holding ourselves against gravity. So the head stays down, and we just want the back of the neck. You want to find that place where you feel neutral in your neck, and then drop the chin in toward the chest, toward the throat, kind of like you're making this double chin. And you're just resting the head on the ground and then now lifting the chin. So bringing your cervical spine into extension, right? And now chin in toward the throat, cervical spine into flexion, right? You're creating this very attractive double chin with your neck. And then again, sliding the head on the floor, moving your neck, your cervical spine into extension. And then back to center, find neutral, where you feel length in the back of the neck. And the cervical spine typically does have a little bit of a lordotic curve. It curves away, just like your lower back curves away from the floor a little bit. So that's neutral with a slight curve of your neck. Some have more than others. And now, rotation. So let your right ear travel down. Try not to lift your chin up, right, to see what's behind you, just right off to the side. And then sliding your head along the mat through center. And then take your left ear down to the floor. Oh, I forgot my block. So as you bring the head back to center, you can place your block or your blanket or your pillow between your knees just for a little support of the lower body. And now again, neck is neutral, and take the right ear down toward the right shoulder. And even as this happens, you'll probably feel the sensation that you're creating that double chin. And then slide the head on the mat and let the left ear travel out and over the left shoulder. And just notice the sensations that you feel along the sides of the neck, maybe in the jaw, even in the throat. Head comes back to center. Now one more thing here. The head stays down, laterally flex. So as you bring the closing the space between the top of the right shoulder and the top of the right ear, you're also trying not to create more of a cervical extension. You're keeping the neck neutral, so that double chin. And then bring the head back to center, and now shorten the distance. You'll keep your right shoulder heavy as you let your left ear travel toward your left shoulder. And then head back to center. Good, both shoulders heavy and rooted. One more time. Right ear, lateral flexion. Notice what you feel on the left side of your neck. And the head back to center. you kind of have to, I have to sort of find neutral. So don't worry if you feel like you have to move your head around and find that neutral again. And then left ear, laterally flexing over left shoulder, but at the same time, the right shoulder stays heavy and rooted. And the desire will be to lift the chin up to get a little closer to that shoulder. So keep the chin in and let this truly be lateral flexion. And then head comes back to center. Good. Maybe the shoulders had a little heat built up there by staying stable, staying strong. Okay, so now blocks between my knees. We'll do the same thing. We don't need to see the lower half. My feet are on the floor. My knees are bent, right? My feet are on the floor. Now, arms come down along the sides. It doesn't really matter how you have your arms. Right now, I have my arms in kind of this karate chop action with my thumbs pointed up. But hands relaxed as much as possible. Press your shoulder blades softly into the mat. So not so far that you bring your thoracic spine into extension, but enough that you can start to feel the backs of your shoulders on the floor. Find neutral in your spine, in your cervical spine. And now, as you exhale, lift the head straight up. So, right, I still have a neutral spine, because many times, lower down, you'll probably start to feel a sense of fatigue come to the face, coming to the throat. What happens when we tend to lift our head up, we're using the muscles on the back of the neck and the back of the skull to lift the head up, and we're trying to cultivate this strength and this connection to the front of the throat and the front of the neck. Okay, so ready? Everything stays the same way that we did chin toward the throat and then chin away. We're just going to hover the head now. And this is depending on how heavy your skull is. It's 8 to 12 pounds that you're going to hold up, that we're all going to hold up. So the shoulders stay heavy. Make a little double chin action that helps create length and neutrality in your cervical spine. And now lift straight up. So again, the chin and forehead stay on the same plane. And now tuck your chin in toward your throat so your gaze is dropping down toward your belly button, and it's a fair amount of work. You can hear it in my voice. And then lift the gaze back up toward the ceiling. The chin tips up a little bit and then lower down. You're going to feel it right away. And you'll feel it in the back of the neck too, because it's going to want to take over. But we're trying to really create a sense of equal opportunity work for the front and back of the neck. Okay, so here we go again. Lengthen the back of the neck, chin in toward the throat a little bit to find that double chin, and now lift the face straight up. Shoulders stay heavy, and then drop your chin down as your gaze moves toward your belly button. Yes, shaking might be happening, and then lift back up, travel your gaze up toward the ceiling, and lower your head down. Good. You can do a little roll side to side, or maybe even lift and relax your shoulders. Okay, so now, same thing, but the head's not on the floor. We're going to lift the head up, find that neutral, chin in toward the throat a little bit. Now, right ear toward the floor. So you're turning your gaze over your right shoulder, left shoulder stays heavy, and then back to center. So this gets really fun. Can you do the left side right away? The chin wants to come forward, come back to center, chin in toward the throat, lower down. It's a lot of work, right? So when you become fatigued, what happens, especially on this side for me, my chin wants to come away. So I don't go as far, come back. There's a lot of work. There's a lot of heat being built up because we typically don't have access. We don't have conscious access to strengthening these muscles. So be compassionate with yourself and try not to do it all right away, and maybe just 1 or 2 reps and see what happens. And this is something that you can do periodically. Okay, so here we go again. This time we'll start from the left and then rotate to the right. So head lifts up, cervical spine as neutral as possible, and now left ear. And this is kind of my blind spot. I'm weaker on this side because my right shoulder really wants to pop up. Head comes back to center, trying to create a little more double chin, and then head to the right, looking to the right. and then back to center, create that double chin, lower all the way down. Have your puppy come in and give you some moral support. This is Herbie. Okay, so one more. We'll do lateral flexion to each side. So I'm gonna find length in the back of my neck. I'm gonna squeeze the blocks and the feet on the floor, so heavy feet. And now, thank you, buddy. Oh, that's so nice. I'm gonna create length in the back of my neck, lift my head, and now, keeping my left shoulder, both shoulder blades heavy, my right ear toward my right shoulder, and then back to center, thank you, and then left, oh, I can't do it. I'm gonna pause, I'm gonna relax. Again, heavy feet, a little squeeze with the block, and now lift your head, double chin, take the left ear over the left shoulder, right shoulder heavy, right, see how my chin wants to pop up, come back to center, lower down. So these are showing me blind spots of where I can work and create a deeper brain connection with maybe how my head turns in space. Okay, so I'm going to try one more time, just see, since it's twice on each side. Lengthen the back of my neck. I'm going to lift my head, double chin, left ear toward left shoulder. I'm trying to keep my face sort of neutral, not pushing forward. Shoulder blades pushing down, back to center. I'm going to lower. So this is totally my blind spot. I can't even do one side and then the other. Right after each other without a rest in between. There's a word for that, but I can't think of it right now. Okay, so here we go. A little bit of a double chin. Lift the back of your head like there's a counter here. The floor's lifting up underneath you, and then you'll rotate like you're sliding your head along that elevated counter. Right ear toward right shoulder. Keep the left shoulder heavy. Head comes back to center. Lower down and relax. Good. Maybe even bring your hands behind your head, right? So the fingers kind of cup the back of the head. Use your thumbs to come along the sides of the throat. Use your hands, your index fingers to kind of lift the back of the skull up. Give yourself a sense of traction there, widening the elbows and narrowing the elbows. A little widening, a little narrowing. Whatever movement feels good, maybe a little side to side. But this creation of, and you can even maybe use your fingers to support the back of your occipital ridge there, your skull, to kind of give yourself a little bit of a stretch. And then relax, you're done. And this is something that you can return to and do periodically and begin to kind of chart the feeling of progress or begin to notice where you might build up strength. And maybe I'll report back in a couple of days to see if I can do lateral flexion on each side with my head elevated without a rest in between. And we'll kind of check in. All right. Enjoy the rest of your day. Breathe, pause, and just enjoy. Thanks for watching.